Hi everyone, my name is Neil and I'm from PowerSyncPro, and today I'm going to be showing you a Entra to Entra joined workstation migration. That is a tenant to tenant. So this particular device on screen is joined to my migration source tenant, and I want to migrate this device across to the target tenant, which is called migration target. So this is a tenant to tenant migration. And the idea is that the user will have exactly the same user profile. All of their settings will be intact and the device will just be migrated seamlessly. So as you can see on the C drive, I have just the one user profile at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to install PowerSync Pro. I'm using a command line here. If you want to deploy via any other software deployment mechanism, you can of course do it in silent mode, but I'm just showing you the process here where I've given it my pre-shared key and the endpoint for my PowerSync Pro server, which is this box just behind my workstation. I'm just going to install PowerSync Pro, let that do what it needs to do, and show you the machine. So we have OneDrive here connected, we have Teams connected, and it's with the user Tom Hanks at MIG source. I've got my Outlook connected as well, the new version of Outlook, and my company portal here is also set up as well under Tom Hanks at migsource.net as well. There's my PowerSync Pro finished installation. I'll come on to dsreg cmd and show you what's going on to the machine here. So it's Azure AD joined, which means it's cloud only or Entra joined, and it's not joined to an AD domain. So therefore it is not AD joined and it is not hybrid. And you'll notice here the tenant name is migration source with that tenant ID there. The migration hasn't started. This because I haven't put this machine into scope. So down here, I can go onto my PowerSync Pro taskbar app, and I can go check runbooks and nothing will happen. This device is periodically communicating with the PowerSync Pro server to understand when it should do something, and that is controlled by the runbooks and batches. So if I come onto my batches, I'm going to put this machine into scope. So I'm migrating from my source tenant to my target tenant here. So this is the particular batch that I want to be focused on. As you can see, I've been doing a little bit of testing here. I have the choice here of no computers where I can add in a list of individual computers so I can construct my batches in any way, shape or form I like, or I can do all computers there. So by doing that, this now puts this machine into scope, and I can come in here, check my runbooks again, and this should immediately pop up to say that the migration is available. This is the grace period screen, so I'm not enforcing this migration on this particular user, but I'm giving them some time to migrate. Here it says today's the 1st of April, and I'm giving it until the 17th of April before this migration is forced upon them. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go start, and this migration will then proceed. So obviously they've had some opportunity there to save their work and close down their applications so that the device migration can happen. This does require a few reboots. We're obviously disjoining from one Entra tenant, Entra ID tenant, and now we're going to be joining to another. So that does, like disjoining from AD or domain joined, this obviously requires a reboot as well. So this is just going through the registry, it's going through the file system, it's going through services and lots of other configuration items to be able to repermission this machine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that do what it needs to do, and then come across and show you the configuration on my PowerSync Pro server of how that's actually been configured. So first of all, I'm going to show you my runbooks. So runbooks are the set of actions that I want to perform on a particular device. So this one here, this tenant to tenant, Entra joined to Entra joined from the migration source tenant to migration target tenant. And I'm going to have a look at this configuration. Here, you've got this migration in progress image there. Hopefully I can demonstrate that to you. Let's just reconnect to my workstation. You can see here there's a background image. You just missed it there as the machine was rebooting once again. But that is the PSP lock screen here. So I can put any image I like there. I can also put an admin fallback account on. So this is, if anything happens to the device, we can always log back onto it. And I can get that admin fallback account deleting after a certain number of days. We also have the opportunity of running a command line package, so you can run any scripts that you like on the device before the migration starts. Our user experience will display any messages based on any language that you configure within it. So any culture, any language, you can customize all of the prompts that the user is going to be getting. So this is, you would have seen the migration available. So that means there's a bit of a grace period. If I had enforced the migration, you would have seen these messages. And then the migration in progress screen as well. You caught a glimpse of that. And hopefully a little bit later on, you'll see the migration complete. Like I said, this can be customized to any language so that whatever language the user's machine is, it will then display. For device state, we're removing from Entra, but of course I can remove from Active Directory or all directories. So in a hybrid or Active Directory state as well, I can do that. And I'm domain joining to the target Entra as well. Down here, I'm using a bulk enrollment token rather than a package file. Package files have a high failure rate, so therefore we use bulk enrollment tokens instead. And of course, it's enrolling to Intune. Permissions, I'm repermissioning the system. So there's lots of different options here to do with profiles, the file system, the registry, and everything else. And I'm removing the permissions from the old tenant, and I'm adding the new permissions to my user profile and all the other important areas of the device here as well. App reconfiguring, I am moving between tenants here. So therefore, I do need to repoint all of these applications to the new target tenant. So therefore, I am resetting Outlook, OneDrive for Business, Edge, and all the other things. And I can do things like AIP as well, if I so wish. And obviously you can configure which ones you want to do. Looking at the completion side of things, again, we can run a command line package here, but of course we can also set some proxy settings if you need that in your new environment. Let's just quickly go and have a look at our device. Okay, so it's now completed the migration. That in progress screen, which I showed you earlier, is no longer there. So let's log into Mig Target. Tom Hanks with his new address. And I'm just going to log in there and let that do its magic while I show you the batches. So I'll just keep that in the background so you can see that doing that. So within the batch that I showed you earlier, this is the one I modified down here. I have selected the runbook that I'm going to choose, and you'll note that I had the available from the 1st of March, and I would have enforced this particular migration on the 17th of April. So we've put this particular user into scope, and then that is why the migration was enacting on their particular machine. So we're noticing here that it's now going through the Apex settings. The good thing here is we can come and look at all of the agent logs. So we can see exactly what's going on here with the device. We have seen that the migration has completed very rapidly. It's been restoring some legal notices. It's removing the last logged on user information and lots of other things. You'll notice it's dealing with BitLocker here. So we have some protection there, and it's going through all of the important areas on the device. It has now reconfigured all of the apexes. So I should be able to now have a look at the device and find out, great, fantastic, my migration has now completed. So whilst I'm here, I'm going to have a look at dsreg cmd again. And let's go and have a look. So now we're still Azure AD joined. However, this time I'm on the migration tenant. Now let's have a look at the user profiles, and we should only see a single user profile. There it is. It's still Tom Hanks. So I'm still using exactly the same user profile. However, I do now need to log into all my applications because I'm on a new tenant. So we can't magically log in bypassing MFA or anything like that. So as a user, I will need to log into my new tenant. If you're going something like hybrid joined to the same tenant, none of these apps would be reconfigured. You'd actually, as the user, you'd be going in a lot quicker. So through the normal OneDrive setup there, nice and quick. I'm going to load up Outlook. That should be nice and quick as well. It's going to be ask me which user I am. I am that Tom Hanks, and I can go in and look at Teams as well. Everything's back there. Company portal. Let's have a quick look what's going on with company portal. Hopefully what would have happened here, if I zoom out of there, you'll notice that Intune enrollment is now complete. So PowerSyncPro, because I have a licensed user logging onto this particular device, this now means that this user is Intune enrolled, and that's the confirmation there. So that is a very quick demonstration of performing a tenant-to-tenant workstation migration. Thank you for your time.